Olympic bronze medal, you know. You get all the airtime, and you're portrayed as the next big thing. So you do get a lot of pressure. That's always been on. There's no difference in this fight. There's always been pressure every time we're in the boxing ring. But the biggest pressure for me is the pressure upon myself to turn up prepared and to execute my game plan.
No doubt. Now, the fight against TKV, sat there, it didn't go the way you planned. From your point of view, what went wrong that night, and what lessons have you taken from it and implemented into account?
Listen, I've learned a lot that night. You know, just in case anything forgot, I lost on a split decision. You know, the way it's talked about, it's like I was beat from pillar to post. It was a close fight, a good fight. Jamie came out on top. I had to do some changing, to look at myself in the mirror. I did that. I relocated to Manchester to train with Joe Gallagher. And from that second there, things started to change. I walked into the gym, surrounded by good fighters. Mikey Talent, being one of them, who's right there, who's gonna shine on the undercard. I did some soul searching. I had to, you know. I'm a lot better than what I showed. I know that. So since that fight, like I say, I've relocated. I've applied myself. But it's all right being here and talking about it. The proof is in the pudding, as they say. So Saturday night, it's time to prove everyone here wrong, because listen, you can't hide from the noise. I see all the faces. I see all the doubters. These are the guys that motivate me over the last few months. I'm here to prove everyone wrong.
How do you channel that? Because coming with that Olympic bronze medalist and that pedigree, it also comes with doubters. How do you turn that into motivation?
Well, these are the people that make you do that extra bit, you know, in training. Go them extra yards, do the extra bit. You know, I'm highly motivated by being the underdog in this fight. Highly motivated by it. I'm a proud person, and the blood that runs from my veins is fighting blood. You know, my father had a conversation with me, you know, after my last fight, and I could see the worry in his face, and he told me pretty much straight, if you don't change, don't carry on. So what I had to do was go and change, and I've done exactly that.
How sweet will it feel to prove those doubters wrong?
Of course, like I say, that's the motivation. For any of you guys that think I'm just turning up here to take part, you're absolutely crazy. You obviously don't know me well enough. That's never been in my DNA. There's never been a fight where I don't leave every ounce of myself in that ring. And like I say, this is not about going in there and just surviving. I'm coming here to win, and to win well. I've got all the respect in the world for Justice Honey. I've known him for a long time, and I've always respected his skills. But for 1 second, please don't get it twisted and think that Big Fraser is just here to get involved or to be on Netflix. That was never ever the case. You know, my application and the want from me and the heart inside of me will drive me through this fight, along with a great game plan and being smart.
No doubt. Now, you mentioned change. You walked into the Joe Gallagher's gym in Manchester. Joe, I want to open up the floor to you quickly. How have you found training Fraser, and even at 34, do you still think there's time to fulfil that potential that he had?
Listen, Fraser came to me, I think it was the first week in January, and said, listen, I won't mind doing some work with you. So I said, okay. I gave him a month's trial, and it's mad crazy people to say, what, you give an Olympic bronze medalist a trial? Yeah, I did it with Paul Butler, did it with Natasha Jonas, because I didn't want no pressure. I wanted to see, did he have a desire, did he have a will, did he have a want, and did he have that hunger in his eyes? And he had that, and then he relocated to Manchester, and he's been there since. And he's in the gym, and he's come from an environment where he's been part of a successful GB team to then as a pro training on his own, and that's not good for no man. He's back in a team environment. He's training alongside Lawrence Okola, Jack Massett, Zelfa Barrett, Mikey Talent, all good fighters. Some are champions, some are got to be champions, and having that vibrant around, and that's the environment that he's used to, as he was in a Team GB. And this is what we've got with him now, and we've worked on a mindset, we've worked on a game plan, and we were offered, oh, do you want to come back in a 4-6 rounder, and then we'll have a big fight after that? And I said, no, he's 34 years of age, we're here to fight, and there's too many warm-ups going on in boxing, just get in and fight. Doing warm-ups, you're putting more miles on the clock, more training, more sparring, more injuries. Fights won't happen. I said only one time in the past we had a fight at a warm-up with Sugar Ray Leonard and he nearly got done by Kevin Howard. But them boys never had warm-ups, they all got in and got stuck in. And it's the same here, so Fraser, he's geared up, you hear him talk. There's a lot of feeling and a lot of passion. He wants to prove everybody wrong. And we know how fickle boxing is. And we know judgmental people are, and a lot of people have opinions, and that's their opinions. But Fraser, a man of his own destiny, is fighting just as sooner. A very talented fighter, quick feet, quick hands, boxes on the back foot, switches southpaw, and you can hear from him the passion in him with a new coach. Sorry to hear the bad news on his former coach, especially with his family, but this is two hungry fighters, similar amateur backgrounds, 12, 13 fights each. This has got to be one of the best fights on the card. Before I say that, I just want to thank Turk Al-Sheikh, Seller, Ring Magazine, Gold Star, Spencer, James Ward, Boxer, and for putting Fraser on the show, and also Mikey Talon, one of the most promising upcoming prospects, flyweight in world boxing, having his 13th fight. He'll be on around 5:30, 6 o'clock, tune in, and yeah, it's got to be a busy night.
There is no doubt it was an absolutely stacked card coming on April 11th. Just a quick one about camp. Was it more technical or mental that you worked on in this camp? Because I understand that, I think it's been alluded to, maybe no guarantees, but the camp Fraser had before the fight against TKV wasn't without his issues.
I can't talk about what's gone on and what's before. All like Fraser said to me like 4 or 5 weeks in, or 3 weeks in, or what do you think of that fight? And I said, I've never watched your fight, Fraser. You've never been on my radar. You're nobody that I really want to think. I only watch fighters that are on my fighters' radars. I did go away and watch the Fabio Wardman one. I thought he won that. It really Foster's scorecard. And I watched a couple of others since, but that was about it. And I just felt with Fraser there's a lot of potential, but that question is very, what's first? Is it the human or the athlete? And it's balancing both of them. As we all know, people like a carrot, people like a stick. And it's getting to know your fighter, and I managed to get to know him, managed to understand. And there's just a switch. It happened around 6 weeks ago in the gym, and we were doing a session, and it was just a bit of reverse psychology, and I flipped the switch, and I could just see the light bulb moment, people say, and he got it, and with that then, we've just been transcending forward, going over the sparring, sparred today, ready, everything in place, we're on it, and we're ready to rock and roll on Saturday night.
So in other words, Big Fraser is back. Fraser, just to finish off, how does this fight go on Saturday?
A bit like Justice said, I'm not here to make predictions. The only thing I can tell you is this: I prepared so well, I've worked so hard, and I'll be leaving that ring with my hand raised. Like I say, this is going to be a great fight. I predict that we'll steal the show, and I predict this is my moment.
Thank you very much, guys. And from one heavyweight clash to another, we now move to the second fight of our live Netflix card. A British heavyweight title showdown with the storied Lonsdale belt up for grabs as champion Jamie TKV defends the crown he claimed in November. He's up against the powerful Richard Riakporhe. Ben, I'm going to start with you again. You're meant to go in against someone with serious power and experience. Do you believe that this is the night that Jamie proves he belongs at this top level?
I represent both Richard and Jamie. Richard was the first fighter I ever signed. I know they've stuck me on this time. It's a massive fight. Look, it's a massive fight for both of them. I think for Richard, a lot of people are asking, should he have always been a heavyweight? He's a 6'5", 6'6" guy with a massive frame that got to world title contention in the cruiserweight division, and I never felt like he was comfortable. I never felt like he was enjoying it. I never felt like he was comfortable during 5 weeks. I never felt like he was his true potential, and he has to step up now. He's still only 2 fights in to the heavyweight division, so it's a massive moment for him and for Jamie, who debuted with us. A guy that everyone wrote off. I mean, you talk about what Fraser just said. This guy lost after a few fights with me, and people were telling me, why are you still putting him on the card? The broadcasters were trying to take him off. And he believed in himself, he turned it around, and he came back again and again and again. Then got robbed against David Adelaide, and then went and, in a great fight with Fraser, went and won a fight that no one thought that he could win. He is a genuine British success story, a guy that has come from absolutely nothing, with no favours, with nothing behind him, and through sheer hard work and belief and dedication, he's become the British champion, and now he's in major fights, and he's a major force to be reckoned with. So it's a great clash of styles. Two guys going in very, very confident, and two guys that, if they win on Saturday night, wow, they change their life forever.
No doubt that is why we love boxing so much, and that story, Lonsdale Belt, has been the jump-off point for many a great career. Now, Richard, we've seen you now twice at heavyweight. It's scary how you used to make cruiserweight. I can't genuinely believe it. How does it feel, both physically and mentally, now you've left the cruiserweight division, you're up at heavyweight?
Honestly, it feels like a cheat code. Things I used to go through as a cruiserweight fight week, I was always just wishing that the weigh-in day comes closer and closer. And as soon as I weigh in, my whole mood changes. You know, Duncan has always been around me. He's always noticed the change in me, and now it's different. I think heavyweights will never understand how it is to make weight, to cut weight. It's torture, honestly. It affects everything, the hormones, mentality, the mood. But yeah, I feel much happier now. I can eat what I want, but I don't really eat what I want. Everything is healthy with me. But yeah, life is good now.
No junk food. Do you feel like you have a bit more freedom? You know, not just in terms of what you can eat, but just in your performances?
You know what, I just realized something. I have a gift for Jamie.
Yeah?
Give you one second.
Let's see what it is.
It's even wrapped up. What could this be?
Shit.
What is it? Do we need security, or is it a nice present?
Come on. What is it?
Let's see what it is. I can feel the tension in the room now.
Go on. Throw it at him.
What have we got there?
What is it?
Rich, what you got?
All I can say is something that's gonna make him look good even after the fight.
Is it concealer or what?
I think it's baby oil.
It's not that kind of press conference. Ain't that kind of press conference.
But sorry, I got distracted there. I just realized. But, yeah.
Do you feel more free at this weight, not just in terms of what you can eat, but your performances, your stamina, your power?
Yeah, like I said, naturally I was always a bigger guy. Cruiserweight, I used to run hours just to make the weight, and it got to the point where my body got too tight, and I couldn't do no more. It was nearly impossible doing hot bars. Like on the weigh-in day, it was getting ridiculous. I wasn't recovering really well during camps, so even though I trained hard, I wasn't replenishing and nourishing my body. So now everything is official, and everybody's been saying the same thing. You should have been heavyweight from a long time ago. You look good. You look good, and this is what you want to be here.
So this is a huge stage, an opportunity you're fighting for the British heavyweight title against a proven operator. You feel ready for this moment? Is this exactly the type of test that you wanted at this stage of your heavyweight career?
Yeah, I think it's just a major opportunity. I think this will be the first ever highest televised British title fight in the history of boxing, and I'm happy that I get to be a part of that. You know, we got some champs over there, some legends, Lennox Lewis, David Hay, they all won this title. And I think now, I think about legacy. You know, obviously the money's great, and being on stage is great, but, you know, legacy is very important, where people talk about you in a good way when you're not in the room. You know, this is what me and my family, this is what we care about a lot. So, yeah, it's great to be a part of it.
Well, hopefully that Lonsdale Belt is the start of something great at heavyweight. Give us a quick prediction. I know fighters don't love doing it, but how do you see this one going? You've already given him something that's going to make him feel better, so talk to me.
Oh yeah, big respect to Jamie TKV. A lot of people don't know, I've known Jamie for a very long time. There's no bad blood. I'm not going to sit here and fabricate any like bad blood or do some acting. Like, it's all love, and until we get in the ring, you know, it's going to be love. And when we get out of the ring, God willing, healthy, it's still going to be love. And